Hello everyone. Wow, it has been such a long time since I did a furniture live. I actually got quite excited about this one. It's a long time since I had to sit and plan something like this, so yeah, it was quite fun. I'm just going to hang on, say hi when you're on, it would be nice. Yeah, I'm throwing absolutely everything at this piece, just because I can, and because if I'm going to do a piece of furniture, I don't like boring, as you know. This is going to take quite a while, so I'm not doing it all in one stage today. I'm going to get through some of it today with you, and then if you want to see the follow-up, I'm going to be doing it in the Furniture Painters Unite UK group tomorrow, same time. I've been asked to get involved in that group with admin, etc., and do some lives there. So I thought it would be really nice to do some here, some there, and if you're not a member of that group already, pop over. I've put a link in the bit above. It's a really lovely group actually, as my personal likes have sort of not transferred because they've always been about art, have become more art groups. I've dropped a lot of my furniture groups, but it's the one group that I have remained in, one of the few that I've remained in, simply because I just love the atmosphere of the group. You guys that know me know I'm not precious about brands and paint, even though I have my own brand. I'm really not precious about that either, which is perhaps I should be, but I'm not, because I'm about the fun and enjoyment, and that's totally what the Furniture United UK group is all about. So if you're into furniture, I strongly suggest you pop over there and join the group. The link is in the top post for me. Hi Anna, hi Sharon, hi Ruth, hi Denise, hi Angela, hi Joanne. Blimey. Hello, hi Gail. Sorry, it's gone up a bit further. Hi Ruth. So yeah, I'm all about having fun, and you might be wondering what on earth I'm doing here. This is this tiny little armoire. It's like a child's wardrobe really, but it's got some lovely curves on it, but it's quite at the bottom, but it's quite sort of square at the top, and so I wanted to use some IOD to dress it up, because you know how I love IOD. Now, one of my club members and friends locally is a new IOD UK stockist. I've also put a link to her page in the bit above. So if you want to get your hands on one of these moulds, I know she has one left in stock, so you better dash over now. But what she also does is, as soon as it's sold, and it might take an hour or so, because she's got to manually go in and change it to a pre-order, so that you can pre-order it to guarantee when new stuff is delivered to the UK, because obviously the whole of the UK are waiting for new deliveries. You will guarantee your piece, your product will come to you with a small deposit, and you can always pull out if you've changed your mind or managed to find it somewhere else if you want to, and get your money back. That's fine. But it's a really good system that I used to use that went down really well with you guys, and I've recommended it to her, and I'm her tech girl, so I've set it all up for her so it'll work in the same way. So the one that I've been using today is Heirloom Roses, and that's in entirety, and look at it, it's just beautiful. That is the whole of one mould. There is that, and that's the whole of another mould, and I've got a whole of another mould down here. You probably can't quite see what's up the top, but you can see what's at the bottom. And as you can see, it was very odd, because when I put the top ones on, I used Gorilla Glue, wood Gorilla Glue, not make sure you don't use the other one that expands. It's got to be the wood glue. To put it on, and I wondered if it would hold it enough because it's upright, and the top ones held perfectly, and then I put the bottom ones on and they just one by one slid off. Kept hearing this pop pop pop, and that's what it was. So I've just used masking tape overnight, very loosely, just tapping it down enough to hold it in place to let it go off and dry. So I just left it on so that you could see that. So that's what you do. The other alternative, and what I often do, but of course I'd already plastered it in Gorilla Wood Glue, is this 2-part glue, and you can get it in Screwfix, and it's not that dear, and it's fantastic, especially if you're using resin ones that are rock solid hard straight away. Is this 2-part mitre bond glue, and what you do is you put some of the glue, this stuff, on the mould, and then you spray where you want to stick it, and you put it on and it just sticks like solid straight away, so you can get on, because I'm not really very patient, and I'm not really about the waiting to get on with it. So sometimes I use that and a little bit of Gorilla Glue as well, so that because it's quite a harsh glue, it can sometimes have that kind of instant snap off, a bit like when you use hot glue. So then that's where the Gorilla Glue comes in, is that if you put a little bit of that on as well, spray it with that, get it on, you can crack on, and then as this dries, it will make sure it doesn't do that snap off. So that's an option. And I got that in Screwfix. It's just called Mitre Fast Bond Activator. But it is really good. Just saying hello. Hi Angie. Hi Joanne. Oh, lovely of you all to join me. Right, so cracking on. This bit here is my homemade decoupage. Now this is the first time I've actually done a picture as such, but it's not the first time I've done homemade decoupage. So what I did was I ordered some plain, it isn't plain obviously now, but some plain decoupage sheets. I know Ruth Sayers sells them. Ruth, if you'd like to put a link to your website. So she sells the blank ones, and you can buy them. I bought a pack of 10 because I worked out what I would need, and I found a picture that I liked, and it will reveal itself as we carry on. And I got the best resolution picture I could find on the internet, and this is one of the things that's really good about my club, is all those little techie things that you think, oh, how do I do that? If you consider joining my club for £6 a month, you get all those little techie things that are like, oh, I don't know. So that's something to think about, and I've put a link to my website. But I basically found the best resolution and uploaded it to a website called blockposters.com, which is free. It has to be in JPEG format. And then I worked out how many sheets of paper across and up my size was, and then created my poster accordingly. So what it does is it prints it off. Now you can see my first error here, or my second error here, is that, so this is a prompt for me to tell you, when you go to create your poster, you've got an option to make it in A4 page, or I think it's it might be a US letter size, and I think this is a US letter size. So I've wasted some of the paper basically. So make sure you click the right size, but it will allow you to create a poster either that way or that way. And when it prints, it gives you this lovely border so that you can cut it out and match it up perfectly. So in order to print, so my next bit to show you, in order to print it off, I strongly recommend, once you've created your poster, you download it, and it comes with extra pages, top and bottom, that you don't need to print, and it would be a waste of the decoupage paper. So be careful with the printer. I did it on a normal inkjet printer. Be careful sort of which page you print, but I would recommend that you print one page at a time, because this is thin and it gets bogged up in the printer. So what I've done is I've got a normal page of paper and I've masking, this is what I did initially, and I'm masking taped just a little bit at the top to the paper to hold it, and then I put it in like that. And you can see what's happened. I'm going to carry on. With this. Again. I don't know what happened, it just shut off. Hopefully it won't happen again. So I'm using Faux Chic Matte Finish. It's a matte, it's a very lovely matte thin kind of sealer varnish, but it also works superbly for decoupage. So right, I've got Roses. I'm going to keep you in suspense by doing it top to bottom. In fact, I'll get the middle one in place first. I think that would be more sensible. Yep, still there for a minute. Keep you in suspense for the picture. I'll never say again out loud, I'm doing a furniture live. Maybe that will sort it. So because this is so strong, because it's on the rice paper, it's actually really, it's easier to decoupage with than napkins, for example, that are really fragile. So this is a really nice way of creating your own unique decoupage picture. It's totally doable, it doesn't involve any art skills, it just involves finding a picture. Of course, the more you blow it up, the more likelihood of it pixelating, which is the reason why you need the best quality picture that you can. Right, I'm gonna pop that bit in there. I think everybody else has got fed up and gone away. Don't blame them. Okay. So I'm just matching it up as best I can. It's not perfect. And I'm going to cut down this edge. Again, it doesn't matter if it's not perfect, it's very dark. And I might paint over it and make it lighter anyway, but see what the whole thing looks like. Okay, just going over a little bit with the matte finish just to, one, soak it through and help it stick, and two, sort of seal the top of it, which will make it easier for me to paint on top of. I do think it's probably, I mean, I've done it by default, but it's probably just as well to print this off the day before and let the ink properly dry. Otherwise, I think if you get it wet over the top, you stand the risk of it smudging. But who knows? I did it last night ready, so. Right, now this side, I have allowed it to go over on that top one, so we'll see. Can you see it yet? I don't suppose you can. Hi Louise, I've had all sorts of internet problems this morning. It's crashed 3 times so far. Oh, 2, maybe this is my 3rd live, yeah. Right, now is the big reveal. I hope you like the picture as much as I do. I think it's got potential by the time I play with it. Isn't she beautiful? Oh, hi Gina. Oh my goodness, this is about my 4th live this morning. It keeps crashing, so if it crashes again, I'm probably going to give up for today. And I'm going to do a 2nd live in the Furniture Painting United UK group tomorrow at 1 o'clock, same time. So there's a link on the 1st live that I did today to pop over there and join if you're not already a member. Louise, this is decoupage paper that I made myself, and the first part of this live I should have told you how. So there she is, my Sleeping Beauty. Can you see her in all her glory? Again, Hannah, thanks for sticking with me. Technology, eh? It's not even like something I've done. If it was something I've done, it would be fair enough, but it's not. It's just internet. Isn't she beautiful? Now this is actually, it came out, I think it was Alison Young, one of our members, that posted this, and I loved it. It's actually a statue. It is a real statue, and I really liked it. And I think it's actually called Sleeping Beauty, so you can Google it. But I've blown it up, and I've printed it off, and I'm going to make this my Sleeping Beauty armoire. I thought that was perfect for the subject of what it is. So I'm going to let that dry. It's all a bit fragile at the moment. So I'm on to my mouldings now. So I made one set just before I started, so I'm going to get them up and then I'll show you just how I go about making the moulds, because I really don't put much effort into it at all and it comes out great. So now I know where this is, I wanted to kind of build up the flowers around this area. I probably want to put the word Sleeping Beauty along here, I thought, but I'm using the Gorilla wood glue. And just placing it, and it will hold it, and if it starts sliding I'll use my masking tape to just put it in place. I've used all sorts of things for moulds. I really like the Amazing resin, but it's messy, and you've got to get the measurement, that the 50-50 measurement exactly right, otherwise it just turns to goo, and that's not very nice. And then it's a waste and it's quite expensive. I've tried paper clay, and paper clay is really nice to work with, but you don't get very much in a packet and it's quite expensive. That would be my only flaw. I think you can use silicone, which I haven't tried. But this is DAS, D-A-S, and you get a really big pack. I got it on Amazon quite cheaply, and it goes quite a long way, because you know, with a piece like this you're doing a lot of, I'm getting through quite a lot. This is my 4th whole mould set, because each corner and the bottom has been a set each, and I quite like overlapping them, but as you can see they're not really moving, so not bad. I haven't got a plan for these, I'm just sort of overlapping the big bits first, and then I'll put the leaves and the buds around it. But this is a really gorgeous old vintagey kind of mould. I think it will look really nice with this. Yes, I could make my own paintings and turn, in fact I could easily turn my paintings into decoupage in exactly the same way I've just done now. I've just used someone else's picture. Well, I'm going to have this coming over into, so that it all mixes. Look at that, doesn't that look lovely? I am going to go over some of the painting with paint. I want to lighten up some of the areas and define some of the face, I think. There she goes. Oh, that's a hinge. I wonder what the bump was. Keep looking at the laptop now to see if it's cutting out, but it seems to have suddenly calmed down. Let's go here. Okay. So we've got these gorgeous sort of leaves and extras. They just make, I'll squish it in at the end so it doesn't look like it's just been stuck there a little bit. I made these about an hour ago, so they're still quite flexible. Clay ones, you know, they sometimes do dry and crack a little bit, but I quite like that for the aged look. I don't think that's a bad thing. So it really depends what you want, and of course it's easier to bend the clay around edges than it is the resin, or if you do resin ones, they do bend, but you have to work really quickly. Right. I just wanted to make sure that I was blending in the picture with the moulds, that it all felt like it became one. So hopefully when I start painting, it will feel like that. Put that bud there. Somebody's messaging me. They can't find me live. I think it's working now. I think I'm live now. There. I'll message her back. Live now. Look again. Hi Donna. I don't know, I was actually kind of given the armoire, but it would be really nice for a little girl, wouldn't it? I thought I'm going to call this the Sleeping Beauty, which is what this statue is. It needs some paint job on it. I'm definitely going to add some paint and some colour, but before I do anything, I've sort of got to get the prep, and it's going to involve quite a lot of this clay, but that's fine because I wanted to do something rather extravagant. So I'm going to do the moulds now. I don't know if you can see. So I get myself a wad of this Daz. I don't even need that. So I've literally just got I haven't even put flour. Some people say cornstarch flour to help you get it out. I don't really know why you would need it. Maybe it's different in different temperature to weathers, maybe, but it's quite warm here today and it's still absolutely fine. And I'm just pressing it in using my thumb. I'm not rolling it out or anything like that. The back isn't even perfect, but that's fine. So I am literally just using my fingers to manipulate it down, and I'll use the heel of my thumb if there's excess to just scrape it off as such and then pop it into another hole. So can you see how undelicate this is? Okay, and it doesn't matter, it really doesn't matter. So any of you that think, oh, I can't do all that mould work, it looks really hard, you absolutely can. That was my main goal of showing you today, was look what a beautiful array we've got from this simple. These moulds, IOD moulds, I'm just so super impressed with them. I've tried other brand moulds, and I'm not, you know, I'm not precious about brands, and I will try anything, but the quality of these IOD moulds, they're really thick and super strong. You kind of feel like nothing's going to break in them. I don't think I've ever had anything sort of just come out rubbish in them. They feel different. They are, I suppose it comes down to you get what you pay for, possibly. That's not to say that other brands might offer you the perfect mould that you can't get with IOD, so, you know. However, I love this mould. So I'm just squidging it around. It's not going to take that long to fill the hole. With the fern, yeah, they're really nice. There is another new selection coming out. We have a new IOD stockist who's my friend in the UK. And I've put a link in the very first live that I've done today. You might have to wheel back a bit because I think there's 4 now. To her page, and she does, which is something that I used to do because I told her to do it. Well, I do her tech work, but I also told her to do it, which is a pre-order system, because in the UK we're obviously quite often waiting for the next order to arrive from the US. So the best way of ensuring that you will get, and I think there's going to be a new reveal of the new stuff coming out, and then you will be able to reserve it if you want it. Her website is craftlive.co.uk. So I'm still working away with my thumb. We're nearly there. It's probably, because I'm doing it on my lap, taking just a little bit longer than if I was at the table, but for the sake of the live, I'm doing it on the lap. That's okay. Can you see even these little, because you think, oh, why would I bother with these little buds, but I think they're the detail that make it work. There. So, nearly there. Right, bear with me. Now, I don't know if some of you have seen, because there is a post further down on the paint forum. I'm just using the floor because it'll be quicker. That the guys in the Faux Chic Club, and for those of you that don't know, I have a members only club, and it starts at only £6 a month. And in there you'll get exclusive lives from various guests and myself and other members of the club. And you also get sort of technical social media help and stuff. But one of the things that it's been so fun and so sort of team provoking, team spirited amongst people that, you know, most of us have not met each other and have just come together online. But over this COVID period, we've been really community spirited with each other, and we've taken each other on walks in our area and showed each other around our gardens and so forth. But we've also, a band of us, rather madly I say, got together to create our own calendar, a calendar girls calendar, and it is it's a little bit risky. But there's nothing horrendous showing, I promise you. But what I will say is I'm really proud of the people that got involved and did it, because I can tell you that 2 of the ladies that got involved in this calendar have actually had a mastectomy, and they still got involved in this calendar, and that takes a lot of courage, and respect to them. You would never know from the photographs, but it is for sale on my site, on my website, fauxchicemporium.co.uk. It is £9.99, and that includes postage, and you can go and have a look at it. There's a video so you can see what you're getting, but absolutely every last penny of profit is going to Mind. And that was what we felt was really important over this COVID period, that people were suffering mentally, being stuck at home, being frightened, being isolated, etc. And we wanted to do something. So it's taken this long because we've had to get official registration and permission with Mind to advertise it and put it on the calendar, but we have, and it's obviously for next year, so you can get your next year's calendar in advance. I'm going to show you it in just a sec once I've got my fingers a little bit less dirty, because I'm covered in clay. Right, so I've finished this clay. Now I'm just going to show you how easy, like straight away, I haven't waited for it to go off or anything like that. I just bend the mould until it loosens up, like so. And then I've got a perfect mould already. So I just put it straight out on my, and if it doesn't loosen one way, you can just keep bending it until you get a bit to peel off. But it really, even with the little bits, it's just coming out really easy. And I think it's because the holes are quite deep, you know, the mould shapes are quite deep, so they don't feel that fragile, like they're going to tear. There we go. So I'm just peeling them all out one at a time. So this is a whole mould full of those gorgeous flowers and leaves. So I'm going to add to, kind of, I feel like this is the main area, well, and here to be fair, I made this duck, so I'll put some on here as well. Let's do that. And tomorrow I'm going to be in Furniture Painters United UK group live at 1 o'clock, continuing with this piece, hopefully without all the internet interruptions we've had today. So if you've got any questions, please shoot away. And if I've missed anything, I will go back and answer afterwards. There we go. I think I might be here for most of the afternoon making clay. It's quite nice, quite therapeutic, to be fair. And I figure if I'm going to do a piece of furniture, I might as well go all out. And what I'm going to be doing is, which I shall be hopefully at the stage of showing you tomorrow, is how to do a stone effect, because this is obviously a statue. So I'm going to use my paint and some crackle to get a stone effect going. And I'll show you how to do that. So that should be quite cool. Right. So I'm not worrying there's a straight line there, because I'm not going to paint straight line up and up to it. I'm going to blend it all in. I did think about doing this as an image transfer and rubbing it all off, because of course that's another option. And that would have worked as well, but it probably would have taken me a lot longer. There we go. And they're just gorgeous little flowers. I love them. I'm using Gorilla wood glue, and make sure it's wood glue because the other Gorilla glue expands. I did explain a earlier on, although it's probably in one of the other lives since I've been cut off. This seems to be pretty good. It's not sliding, but there's a section at the bottom that I did last night that all started sliding. So I had to masking tape it in place, which is fine. The other product that I explained that I use in that, if I want to just crack on with it, is this 2-part mitre glue. I got this in Screwfix. There must be equivalent. It's just a 2-part glue, and you put the liquid stuff on your mould, and then you spray where you're going to stick it. It literally takes your fingerprints off, so it sticks instantly, and that's quite good as well, especially for the resin moulds. And sometimes, as I said earlier, I use both, a little bit of the Gorilla Glue and then I do the spray thing, if I want to be sort of double sure and I want to get on with it straight away. But I'm kind of happy today, because I know this is going to be spread over a few days, to just play and use the wood glue, because the mitre glue is harsh. It takes your fingers, it sticks everything to everything. So I will just keep creating more bits. I wasn't sure if I was going to get paint on today or not, but I think I probably am not, just because I need to get all of this in place before it becomes Wonderland. And the paint will make a real difference. You have that glue. Yeah, it's good for would you bend as well if you've got that product. This wood glue is pretty good. Yeah, it's just definitely I saw somebody posted on one of the pages somewhere that she hadn't realised that the wood glue expanded, and I thought she's got the wrong Gorilla Glue. That's, oh dear. If you've ever used it, you'll know it really expands. So this was created with blank decoupage paper, which you can order online, but you can also do it on tissue paper, and I've got a video on YouTube showing you how to do that with a suitcase. I did all multicoloured print-offs using tissue paper. Right, so I'm back to my mould again. Because I'm at my hour just about, before we go, have a quick look. This is the calendar, and no, I don't have that huge tattoo on my arm. My daughter actually painted that with chalk paint, my chalk paint on my arm, and as you can see, it's all the money raised. Every single penny is going to Mind, and there are lots of members from our Go 12 in our club posing for you in some kind of artistic way, and gives you a use calendar for next year. It's only £9.99, all including postage, and it's for a really good cause. If you want one, you can hop over to my Fairly Chic website. Oh, hi Carolyn, hi Karen. Oh, you missed a lot because it kept crashing. And I don't know that you guys really want to see anymore, because it's just more of the same. I'm going to produce more of this mould round it for now, get that dry overnight, and then I'm ready for the next stage tomorrow, which I'm going to be doing live, as I said before, in the Furniture Painting United group UK. So there's a link in the very first live that I've done today to go across and join that if you're not already a member, and I'll be there at 1 o'clock tomorrow, hopefully without all the problems that I've had today, and we'll see what happens next. It's looking quite glorious though, isn't it? Thank you for joining me and sticking with me, those of you that have. I really appreciate it. It's so frustrating. Hopefully you will join me tomorrow at 1 o'clock. That'll be really great. And we'll see what comes of my armoire. I'll see you then. Thank you very much.